Well, few professions are more dangerous than that of being a firefighter, which is why adequate training is vital. In a team report, we look at what it takes to be an Oklahoma firefighter. Keith Smith starts us off in a classroom where the lessons can be the difference between life and death.
Temperature 425.
There's so much smoke you can barely see. It's so hot you can barely breathe. And then without warning, it's over. It's why firefighters like Dale Wenham watch out for the warning signs.
Firefighters are wearing better protective equipment, but even still, we're getting problems with flashovers and burns.
Learning when to get out in an emergency before the burning point.
If you can imagine, we wear our fire helmets all the time. Our face shield and helmets can melt. On-the-job training for firefighting is almost exempt these days. You don't get hired today unless you're certified. You can't take a firefighter and put him into a burning building because of all of the dangers and hazards that we have.
Temperature 450, 475, temperature 500.
Everyone, from the newest trainees to the most tested firefighting veterans, experience Great Plains Technology Center's fire training facilities.
Lawton Fire Department comes down here, they do their agility test. This allows the cadets to become a part of that agility test and a part of the hiring program.
Just ask the chief, Ron Pyle.
If we're looking at hiring new firefighters and stuff, a lot of people are able to get some of this training beforehand and able to meet qualifications to come in as a firefighter.
Learning life-saving lessons that work on so many levels.
Multi-story, so we can have fires on different levels of the building. You can see the layering of the smoke columns and stuff.
Moments cadets like Megan Axelson will never forget.
It's insane. It's such a cool experience to be able to be in there and see the different stages of fire.
It can engulf the entire room in just a matter of minutes.
Playing with fire, real life scenario, things we're going to run into as far as heat, smoke, actually locating victims.
A bunch of fire, it just kind of like would come down and it'd come at you kind of like a snake, and you just see it roll over.
Planning and practicing and doing it over and over and over again.
You can't be protected enough, but having the knowledge of the 4 indicators of a flashover prepares the firefighter, once again, is to how well to ventilate, know when to get out, and how to use nozzle tactics.
To better understand what's going on, to know what to do, how to handle the situation, so when it happens, you can handle it better.
Getting them certified, getting them jobs, and certainly preparing them for the future.
A valuable lesson that could one day save a life in Lawton.
This is keeping Lawton safe, that's right.
I'm Elisa Hines at Pontotoc Tech Center in Ada, Oklahoma. When the heat is on, you want the person saving your house to know what they're doing.
There's nothing worse than getting on a scene and not knowing what to do.
First person at least get through the first.
Jay Wood is an Oklahoma City firefighter and a fire academy instructor at Pontotoc Tech Center in Ada.
We're saying there's fire in that room.
And says they train using real-life scenarios.
It's always easy to be an armchair quarterback, but what you do is you have to train for something that you could possibly encounter, because those scenarios do come up. Because in the fire service, you don't know what's going to happen from day to day. Every day is different. Every scenario is different. So you have to be able to adapt and at least have done a scenario before you actually have to perform it.
And according to Superintendent Greg Pierce, there's big demand for skill-based learning.
Not only for like our fire academy, but also for doing training for the rural fire departments. Many of them are volunteer fire departments, and we do a lot of training.
Benny Cope is the fire coordinator at Pontotoc and says they are one of 9 regional fire training centers located around the state.
It provides an avenue for area students and area firefighters to train locally without having to go to Stillwater or go to some other facility that's far away.
And to Ada Fire Chief Marion Harris, that's extremely valuable.
It saves our department and other departments in the state a lot of funding and they can allow that funding to stretch and to receive more training on down the line. So it saves the firefighters time, and it saves the department's money.
It can also save a firefighter's life.
Underneath the collapse.
Very, very important, because these guys, what we're trying to get them to understand is the discipline in the process. When you're on scene, when you're inside of a structure and you can't see, as you noticed in here, we can pull your mask off and you can call it good. And on real scene, you can't. There's a real possibility of getting lost. There's a real possibility of you getting hurt. I mean, we just got to understand that even the little things that they consider monotonous or kind of silly, that's a discipline. It's important, because discipline's a very big part of the fire service. You have got to be disciplined in everything you do, so you can go home, your partners can go home, and you can serve your public better.
Logan Lynch is a student in the program and says his training will help him work in a metro fire department.
To be a firefighter with a metro department, large scale department, you've got to have the training this course offers.
Training that Jay is passionate about.
Because this is what I enjoy. This is the job I love. I mean, you don't meet many firefighters that don't love the job, and you don't meet many firefighters that don't want to share what they do with other people. I've had people tell me you need to talk about the downside of the fire service. I can't think of a downside of the fire service because this is what we really enjoy doing. And when these guys get out and get their job, I want them to have the same benefits that I have, the same experiences, the same love of the job that I have.